time with?
Had a slow moment.
What's today's date? 21st?
Got it.
Sure.
All right.
Yes, sir. Hey, Shalom. Shalom. GMS Charlotte back at you with another Midweek camp with the Holy Spirit. Before we get started, we're going to give all the praise and glory to Yahweh. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who taught us the truth. Double salutations to our Akim of the labor in the house of David, the elect, who's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to the brothers. Hey, shalom to the elect. All right, hey, we are almost at the end, man. All right, some good news came out. You know, we just want to link it up with prophecy, man, concerning the MOTV system. All right, this war between Israel and Iran. At least the plots will draw them out. All right, hey, we're close, man. All right, so as I say all the time in my lessons, hey, we're very close to that major event that's going to change the course of America, man. Something about to happen sooner or later, man. All right, so we're going to continue to watch for these prophecies and see what the Lord is going to bring, you know. And we'll start with that, unless you have something else, we're going to start with that 7 and 9. All right? You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare.
Yes, sir.
Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Right? So the prophets have received the understanding of the prophecies that are fastly approaching. Right? The new things that we're seeing, the report from Yahweh Bashin Shai is being made manifest. As the elder was saying, the end is very close.
Yep.
Right? So what comes with that, we have to understand and be in the mindset of adhering to the will of the Lord and understanding the times and seasons.
Right.
Go to 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yeah, so if you're in the spirit of the Lord, you would be measuring the time and season that you're in right now. And according to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, all right, we're in a time of hate and war. All right?
Yeah.
Read that again, now.
2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yep.
And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
So that's how we know. All right, we're measuring the time. We're seeing these prophecies come to pass. And this is how we know that, look, whatever's about to happen is about to be major, man. Okay, everything is, the prophecies are accelerating. Everything's intensifying. All right, so it's about to go down. Go ahead, Al.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Hey, didn't America just get hit with all these various weather disasters, tornadoes? People are dying all over the place, and Esau's calling it apocalyptic. All right?
Yeah. They're talking about the volcano.
Yeah.
Over in California, they're talking about it might erupt. On to pretty much fuck up the whole country.
Set off over 10,000 earthquakes at one time. This volcano that supposedly was under the west coast in the ocean. All right, so that's been talked about all over social media right now. Yeah, that's true. Yep. And FEMA has been preparing for years for some type of natural disaster to take place. Right? You got it.
2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 4.
Right.
Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Like for as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
The end of the world, the end of Esau's world is clearly manifest. There's no denying it, man. We're coming to the end of an age, man. All right, the end of the age of the wicked ruling the earth. All right, so these things have been clearly made manifest. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Yeah, so read that article real quick we'll get into some of the signs that determine the end of Esau's rule, which this right here is a major part of prophecy. Yes.
This is from Collapse.news, posted May 20th, 2025. Iran vows uranium enrichment will continue as U.S. demands zero concessions and nuclear standoff.
Right, so all this talks of peace in the Middle East, Trump going over there to have these talks, all that was for nothing. All right, Iran is going to continue its uranium enrichment. All right, and that's used to make these nuclear weapons. They're not going to stop building their nuclear weapons programs. Is what they're saying. Go ahead.
Right, and if I may add to Zafar, land back on that point, Israel is now threatening to pretty much go over to Iran and bomb those nuclear sites.
Yep.
You know, so that's an escalation of war because you're trying to usurp their endeavors.
Exactly.
It goes on to say, and Iran vows to continue uranium enrichment regardless of whether a new nuclear deal is reached, defying U.S. demands for zero enrichment. Iranian officials frame enrichment as national achievement and refuse to back down, citing distrust in U.S. negotiations.
See, all these nations distrust any type of negotiations that come from America, man. Like it tells you in Isaiah 13, man. You know, gold. What does it say? I think that Isaiah 13, how the Medes won't regard the gold or silver. Give me that real quick. That's just an example. So you have these peace talks, what they call it, denuclearization. Right. None of that's going to happen. All right, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's to make the people feel comfortable. Like, all right, you know, this guy Trump is doing things. He's going to stop the war. All right, that's all BS. Right?
So Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them.
Yeah, the Medes going back to who? The Russians today. Go ahead.
Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Right, meaning there is no more diplomacy. There's no more peace talks. All right, a few years ago, they removed all the American diplomats from Russia and vice versa. China too. Nobody wants to talk no more. It's all war on the table, man. All right, people at the armies, Isaiah 13 as well. All right, the Lord is mustering up the troops for battle. Everybody's getting their positions ready. All right, they're summoning the tanks and the ships, the hundreds of thousands of military personnel into the Middle East. All right, it's all getting prepared for disaster. All right, any more? That was it. Right? Let's go back to that read, yo.
Continuing on in the article, it goes on to say,
hey, because look, this is part of what we read in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. This is part of hastening the day of the Lord. Which that day will come where the earth is going to be melted with fervent heat. All right? This is what's going to set it off. This is the catalyst right here, man. Go ahead.
The U.S. maintains a strict red line against any enrichment, warning it could lead to weaponization and potential military consequences.
America's not stopping that. Okay? China, Russia, Iran, they've been exchanging technology, man. All right, you're talking about weaponry far superior to America's weaponry. Hey, why you think Donald Trump, as it just came out again, why you think he's building that Iron Dome? They know that nuclear war is coming. They already got the bunkers. They talked about that. All right? The government has like a fucking, secret base under the White House, just in case any type of events go down. All nations are preparing for nuclear war, man. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Iran has already stockpiled 60% of enriched uranium, putting it dangerously close to weapons-grade material, raising global proliferation fears. Yeah, global how you say that word? Proliferation. Proliferation. All right, that's nuclear war. All right, go ahead. The standoff risks triggering a Middle East arms race. Yep. Or military conflict if diplomacy fails, with neither side willing to compromise. Hey, diplomacy is going to fail because of what? Give me Isaiah 48:22. This is why diplomacy is going to fail. This is written. All right?
Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked.
That's why diplomacy is going to fail. All right? There is no peace to the wicked. All right? Esau, America, you name it, is not going to receive any peace from these nations, man. All these nations are making alliances and deals to come against the whore. All right, we're watching it play out. Okay, read some more if there's any. Oh, that's what.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. You know, you went back to what you were saying earlier about there's no going back.
Right.
All right?
Right.
All of us can see the climate that we're in. We're in a season of war right now, man. All right? And the reason why we know this is because all the things that Iran, that Israel and America have done to the world as a whole, there's no coming back from that. Man.
Coming back.
All right? Hey, Europe is still, reeling when they bomb those pipelines.
Yeah.
You know, the sanctions that's being put on these different countries. America is trying to make themselves seem like they're, helping the cause of themselves, but they're harming the rest of the world, economy. Man.
Yeah.
And then Israel, what they're doing over there in Gaza.
Yeah.
There's no peacefulness in that.
Exactly, man.
You have the UN. They're telling Israel, y'all need to stop, and just continuing on with the bullshit, man.
Yeah, hey, over 53,000 bodies, all right, are out there in Gaza. It's a straight up genocide out there, man.
Exactly.
All right, which is also stirring the pot.
Yeah.
All right, hey, these nations want to see them small hats removed from the earth.
Hey, you gotta remember though that the same nationality of those Pakistanians, and all them. That's the same nationality of Turkey. Other countries. Those are their own people. They see it getting done like that. So that's why you're going to see eventually, like we talk about the beach, I hate the war.
Yep.
The Turkey's going to turn on America and eventually join sides with their brothers and fight back, man.
Yep.
No nation wants to see their own people being done like how we're seeing, man.
Yeah. The scripture saying, 2 15, the dragons of Arabia.
Right.
All right, the Carmenians. All right, the Persians, the Iranians, the axis of resistance.
Yep.
It's all coming together.
Yep.
You got that.
Verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, the sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So, like the elder was saying, don't be fooled by these so-called peace talks that you see in Trump, doing. All right, this article came out talking about how he distanced himself from Israel.
Yeah.
That's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And there's a term called the theater of war. All right, to where we know the whole world is a stage. And then they just use the media to pretty much bring out storylines to pretty much play with the emotion of the public.
Yeah, sure.
All right? So we know according to Bible prophecy that this war is imminent, man. And another reason I wanted to make that point because the reason why I said Esau Edom has gone too far, they're in the last stages of their plan. All right? We have examples like the Albert Pike, the 3 World Wars plan. All right? And World War I and World War II were already completed. So now we're in the stage of World War III, which if I can read that real quick. It says the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the agent tour of the Illuminati, between the political Zionists of the leaders of the Islamic world. Is that not who they getting problems with right now? All right, the so-called Muslims.
Yeah.
It says the war.
Arabic nations that practice Islam.
Exactly. It says the war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, like you said, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on the issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, and spiritual and economic exhaustion. And we're getting to that point to where the whole world is getting exhausted by this shit. Man.
Yep.
All right? It says, we shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all horror will show clearly the nations the effect of absolute atheism, wars of savagery, and of bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens are obliged to defend themselves against the world. Minorities of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude disillusioned by Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an idea, but without knowing where to witness its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out to the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity, atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. So pretty much being, they're going to bring the world to a point of complete exhaustion to where nobody's going to know what to do about anything. Your beliefs are going to be destroyed. You're going to be looking for a savior, and that's when Esau's going to bring the new world order.
Yeah, it's going to get that bad. You know, it's all part of the plan.
Right.
You know? Any more on that read? Gone.
It says the standoff risks triggering a Middle East arms race or military conflict if diplomacy fails,
That's it.
with neither side willing to compromise.
Nobody's compromising. Nobody's backing down to Babylon, man. Nobody's scared of the horde, man. All right? Times have changed. All right? Everybody got weapons. Everybody has missiles. Okay? Again, alliances are being made, man. All right? This place is about to get jumped, like we told you before. They're about to beat this bitch up. All right? Missile. Hey, get that. Jeremiah 51. Prepare the ambushes. Give me that real quick. Hey, see, it's all the spirit, man.
Prepare the emperor.
Yep. You can literally type it in. It'll pop up. Shit, it's Jeremiah 51.
Yeah, 51 and 12.
There you go.
Jeremiah 51 and 12.
Read up to it. Read up 2 verses from it.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and 10. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power.
This is what the prophets is doing. We're declaring the work of our power, man. How the Lord said in Proverbs 21:1 that he controlleth the minds of kings, man. He's the one that's putting the spirit of war in the air, man. He's the one that's gathering the troops up, man. You see? And we're letting you know it's all leading to the end of this place. Go ahead.
Make mighty arrows, gather the shields. The Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes.
There you go. The Lord, it said the Lord has raised up. See, Yahweh Shemel Shai was the one that equipped, all right, Russia, all right, with the power and technology, man. All right, it's talked about in Ezekiel 38 that he would put hooks in their jaws, man. He would turn the USSR, Russia, back to a force, man. Okay, the spirit of the Lord is with Russia, man, to execute His will. Go ahead.
For His device is against Babylon to destroy it.
See, the Lord's device is against Babylon to destroy it. All right? Hey, Satan versus Satan, man. How can his kingdom stand? All right? Hey, the Lord is using the Edomite Russians, all right, to get rid of Babylon. All right? A beautiful story. Go ahead.
Here it is. You can take the narrative of black on black here from black on black. It's in a minute, scale. Here it is. You got Edomite on Edomite countries going to war to where their conflict can bring the destruction of the current world that we know of.
Exactly. And the whole planet is experiencing Edomite fatigue, man. You talk about some black fatigue. The planet is experiencing Edomite fatigue, man. All right? Go ahead.
Because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of His temple.
There you go. It's the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of His temple. Hey, these calamities that are happening globally are for the cause of His people, man. The so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, Hispanics. All right? When you read the beginning of Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, the Lord talks about how Israel and Judah were forsaken. All right? The Lord didn't forget us. All right? These things are being executed on the behalf of His people, started with the elect. Go ahead.
Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon.
Right?
Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambush. Let's read it again. Jeremiah 51 and 12.
That we want to change too.
Yeah. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon.
Hey, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Go ahead.
Make the watch strong.
Yep.
Set up the watchmen.
Yep.
Prepare the ambush.
Prepare the ambushes. Prepare the ambushes. Right? Like we said, this place is about to get jumped. Okay? It's being plotted on.
Okay.
Prepare the ambushes. And what else?
For the Lord hath both devised and done that which He spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
There you go. So the part of those ambushes is what? The nation's secretly preparing to overthrow this place, man. All right? It's happening on an economic level. All right? And eventually it's going to transpire on a war type of level, man. With the missiles flying. See that? So everything is gathering to this point. Okay, let's go back. Any more in that read out? Was that in that article? Yeah.
That was it. No.
Okay, that was it. All right, got it.
It's Obadiah 1 and 7 in the NLT. All your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. So just like the elder was saying, man, that they're all putting themselves in array, right, to come against Babylon the Great, man. They're all preparing to do all in, jump on the horde, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you know something's coming because how the hell is these small hats just killing these Palestinians like that? And nothing's happening. You see what I'm saying? Cities are being bombed, schools and hospitals are being bombed, children and women are being put to death. All right, all these things are going on and nobody's doing nothing about it. That's how you know something is in the makings, man. All right, there's going to be some type of retaliation. How you say the word? Retaliation. All right, you can feel it, man. All right, give me that Jeremiah 49. All right,
Jeremiah 49.
And they're
because hey, you remember what a couple years ago, back when the CVID came along, America knocked off some of Iran's like top scientists or whatever it was, right?
They bombed their top general.
Yeah, the top general. They hit a bunch of the cats over there, man.
There's a couple. Still mad about that.
So you think they forgot about that, man? That's how you know it. Again, something's about to happen. All right, you got it.
Jeremiah 49 and starting at verse 7.
There you go.
It reads, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?
Yep, no more wisdom. There's no true wisdom coming out of America, man. All right, you can tell, and you go back to the people that's in office, man, the people that's running the country, man. There's no wisdom up in the White House and the government now.
Look at what's being pushed. When Biden was in office, their main talking point was allowing fucking gender change. Children to change their sex, man.
Right.
That was the biggest thing that they were concerned with. That shows you where their mind's at.
Yeah.
Military is becoming. That's why Trump's trying to play cleanup right now, man.
Exactly.
And even with them playing that cleanup game with this administration, it's destroying the fabric of society.
There you go.
How things operate and function. Pulling the funding from all of these different departments that affect both public and private sector.
Where's the wisdom behind that? Programs getting cut. You see what I'm saying? But you're supposed to be making this place great again, as they say, right? So it's all a fucking joke. You got it out.
Verse 8. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the den, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him.
Yeah, the time that I would visit him, man. So Esau's calamity is getting ready to fall upon his head, man. All right? The economy is going down. All right? The glory of this place is done. You see? And the next phase is what? The war. All right? Because you're going to have civil unrest. All right? You're going to have opposition for those when they push that chip. Everybody ain't going for that shit. You see what I'm saying? When they actually initiate martial law and all that, it's going to be a full-blown rebellion. Right? That's why those right-wing Edomites that are about their constitutional rights, about the right to bear arms, and they know what's up, man. Okay? It's about to be chaotic out here in the streets. You got it, bro.
Jeremiah 49 and 9. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Yeah, he can't hide himself no more. He can't hide himself behind his lies, his false narratives. All right, the legislation to protect them damn small hats. All right, I did a lesson on the loyalty oath. All right, which is basically another banner of anti-semantics. All right, he can't cover himself with that shit no more, man. Everybody's talking about the small hat, the 48er, how they're not supposed to be over there in the land, how they corrupted the planet, how they control everything, all the resources, the media, the government, Wall Street, all that shit, man. All right? So the Lord has removed that covering. He can't hide himself no longer, right?
This is Obadiah 1 and 2. It says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Right.
Thou art greatly despised."
Yep.
You know, because like you mentioned, everybody is there to turn their attention to these devils, especially those small heads.
Yep.
All right, and the way that Esau has been trying to hide himself is behind that anti-Shimmy word.
Yeah.
But as you know, they have a saying, you know who you can't, you know who rules the world when you can't speak about the broken translation. So the fact that everybody is turning their attention to Esau and Amalek, that shows the Lord is taking that head away from them, because their ability to stay hidden in plain sight was their biggest protection.
Yeah.
Now that that's out the way, now they're being left with the only option they have is to come after whoever it's talking about.
And you know they got that Samsung option ready,
Exactly.
right? Because the world is waking up. You know, you got that.
And that's one of the reasons why you talk about the dome.
Yep.
Because America already knows that if the war pops off with Israel, they're going to be forced to go into that. Otherwise, Israel's going to shoot missiles over here.
Exactly.
You know, so either way, they're fucked.
Yeah, those small hats got America basically blackmailed, you know.
Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book,
Yep.
even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." Right? And I wanted to add that because one of the things that Esau was able to do to make himself, covered was through his deceptions, right? His lies, right? And now we're in that season where the knowledge is increasing, the truth is being declared, and he isn't able to hide himself from any of the things that he used as means to forward his agendas, right? Because deception was a major stronghold that he used over the people, you know? But now we're in that season where there's information like the elder was talking about. The alliance between Israel and America, right? The plans of the elites, how they actually control the different nations, right? Who Babylon the Great is, right? The inevitable fate that's coming upon Babylon the Great, the nuclear war, right? The war tensions in the Middle East, how that's tied to the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat. You even got the president acknowledging the prophecy of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat.
Hey, what you said yesterday was a form of that pretty much thing. Deal with these things.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because Esau will put all the evidence to show himself in plain view.
Yeah.
But if you're not privy to that information, it goes over your head. So like the brother just read, knowledge is being increased to where all Esau's secrets are now being revealed.
Yeah, if you read that, yeah. You know, that's a good point, man. Because that proves that now in this time, Esau is associated with Babylon, man. The daughter of Babylon, right?
Alright,
Yeah, you can just read that part. You can read that.
Alright. So this is a commentary dealing with Ezekiel 3 and 15. It says, "I came to the exiles at Tel Abib." Tel means mound, and Abib in Akkadian, the language of Babylon, refers to a flood. This location may indicate that Babylon settled a group of exiles on a mound of an ancient ruined town, located in the middle of a floodplain. This community of exiles was apparently not where Ezekiel himself had been settled 7 days desolate. In Leviticus 8 and 33, 7 days marked the period of time when a priest was ordained for service to the people. As a part of the preparation for a visit by the Lord's glory, Leviticus 9:6, the process is reversed in Ezekiel. After already seeing the Lord's glory, and instead of sitting in the meeting tent, as in Leviticus, Ezekiel is in the unholy land of the Chaldees. Ezekiel is shocked because as a priest, he expects the Lord's glory to be in the temple. Ezekiel 3 and 16, the Lord's word. This phrase marks a subtle change in the text. While Ezekiel was in the presence of the Lord's glory, the Most High speaks directly to Ezekiel. With the glory departed, Ezekiel now
Anyway, she
receives
came
the Most
over
High's word,
and
seemingly independent of the Lord. So
said that.
dealing with that word Tel Aviv, when you look it up, it says a city. If you want to look at the Strong's, it's H8512. It says a city in Babylon, the home of the prophet Ezekiel, located on the river Chabar, which was probably a branch of the Euphrates. This is where Esau came up with the word Tel Aviv, man. You know, because that's the Yiddish translation of how they, said that word, man. So, like I said, he's always going to reveal himself in plain sight, because that's part of his Luciferian oath, when they got to tell you what they're doing, to the public. But if you're not privy to what he's saying, then that information goes over your head. They feel like they're no longer responsible for your ignorance.
Yeah, like I said, Esau is tied to Babylon. Esau is the king of Babylon, pursuing the Isaiah 14. All right, Lucifer fallen from heaven. When you look at Lucifer, it goes back to the king of Babylon. Who's the king of Babylon? Esau, man.
Right. And it's a coincidence that they named it that, because like I said, Tel Aviv or Tel Aviv, it says Mount of the Flood. And so it talks about how that was a place where ancient Babylon, we're in ancient Babylon, we were held captive. And are they not holding our homeland captive right now?
Yep.
No?
They hold us captive.
That's true, yeah.
All right, you got it, all right?
So back in Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Yeah, the Edomite is ruined. All right, we're witnessing the end of it. Go ahead.
Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We went into captivity under Esau and the heathen. So now, guess what? It's his turn. He shall he now altogether go unpunished? All right. Keep going.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt certainly drink of it.
He's surely going to drink of the cup, pursuing to Psalm 75. All right, he's going to drink the bitter of that cup, which is hardcore slavery and destruction, man. Okay, keep going.
For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste.
Yeah, this is dealing with America, Babylon, man. Basra meaning the capital of Edom. Okay, so we're in a time of the Edomite hegemony being wiped out. Go ahead.
I have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather you together and come against her.
See?
And rise up to the battle.
Exactly. Going back to the alliances that are being made, man. Between all of America's adversaries. They're all coming together to fight against the whore. To fight against Edom. Go ahead.
For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men.
Yeah. The small hat, man. The 48 of the JOO is greatly despised around the world, man. Okay? His back is against the wall. He ain't going to slither his way out of judgment, man. All right? Cain has been identified, man. We're at that point. Didn't it say that in Genesis 4?
Yeah.
All that seek to slay me, man. So now Cain is pretty much caught. You know? The vagabond, man. You got it, brother.
Yeah, because it's the spirit that you mentioned came because you go, if I'm not mistaken, that word vagabond means fugitive, right?
Fugitive, yep.
And
wanderer.
Has that not been the Amalekite history? Really Esau, but mainly Amalek history, how they pretty much were kicked out of every land that they were in,
Yep.
up until where they stole that land of Israel right now.
Yep.
So they are that vagabond, man.
These are the descendants of the wicked.
That's right.
Ezekiel 35 and verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You know, so Esau being that warmonger, right? Unable to put down that sword, right? This is what he's preparing to see at his end.
Yeah. That was one of the things that was going to be taught to them. Like, this blessing came with stipulation. You live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. I got a quick one. This is Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoileth, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
And you look throughout the entire track record of Esau in history. This is his exact motive throughout his whole bones, right? To deal treacherously, to be a backbiter, right? To be deceitful.
Says, and thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make the end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Right, so you won't be acquitted of your crimes, right? These devils that they're criminals throughout their entire existence, and they haven't paid the tab yet. We're in that time where they're going to have to pay the tab for this life and their previous lives, going all the way back to Cain.
Right. Like it says in Revelation, the 18th chapter, it says that his sins have now reached up to heaven. The Lord has kept the track record. The old crimes going all the way back to the garden.
Exactly.
All right? Your descendants going to Cain, to Edomites, to all your different names that you hit yourself on until today, man. All these things will be a witness against you when your house shall return.
And it's heavy you mentioned that, bro. The scriptures speak about how there's a measure that the nations have to hit in order for them to then receive their judgment. This nigga Esau been collecting hella points to his tab.
Oh, that's shit.
No way to pay it back.
Exactly, we have to hide it wickedness, man. All right, the fulfillment. You know,
It's like you're saying, man, that the world is experiencing Edomite.
that's it, man.
Jeremiah 49:15.
Yep.
For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness has deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Yeah, see, these Edomites, they know how much the world hates them, man. That's why they're preparing to fight. That's why everything's leading to war.
Yeah,
You know?
that's why they have a sample option, man. It's like, look, we can't have it, and nobody can have it. They just blow the whole
They're
world
gonna
up.
blow it up because they know eventually the world is gonna turn on them. So they're gonna push the button and light up the missiles, man.
Ultimately,
Exactly, man.
Jeremiah 49:16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, and holdest the height of the hill.
Yeah, these devils are completely deceived, man. All right, they believe in their mind that they're going to be ruling for the next 100 years. You know, they're going to implement this new world order, right? He's going to chip the whole planet, go to different planets. They're going to reign over humanity as a god. They believe this shit, man. Right? Keep going.
Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord.
Exactly.
Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished,
Yep.
and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
Yeah, that post-destruction, man. The destruction will be televised, man.
Right.
All right, that's why the Lord has those satellites. The destruction of Babylon is going to be a worldwide thing. People are going to see it, man. Because in Revelation 18 it talks about how the nations were wailing for the whore because they could no longer do business and all of that. You know, roughly paraphrase. So and that's what's going to amplify the fear of the Lord, man, and give the Lord his reputation. All right, because the world is going to know that the power of the Hebrews did that. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
All right.
Father should be simultaneous.
Come on, man. It's gonna be a show.
Laser beams, angels.
Hey, we're part of the generation that's going to witness the greatest show on earth, man. That we are the elect, right? Lord willing. All right. Come on, man. I pray to see the destruction. I want to see it all go down before we go up.
But that's part of the glory.
You know?
Like it says in the Apocrypha, that's one of the things that the Lord rejoices in, the man able to see the fall of the enemy.
Exactly. Yeah, Psalm 91. Get that real quick. Psalm 91. How are we going to see the reward of the wicked? Right? Elder Pastor Har always brings that out. We're going to have those floor seats. We're going to have those floor seats as this place is on fucking fire, man. Right?
Psalm chapter 91 and verse 8.
Drinking yayan.
Yes. Galactical.
Galactical yayan. Go ahead.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Hey, so the Lord said that his elect is going to see the reward of the wicked. All right? Revelation 15. Give me that.
Revelation 15:1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
The destruction is part of the plagues. Go ahead.
And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire.
Yep.
And them
That's the elect on the chariot. All right? It's transparent. You see through. Right? You're going to be able to see down from the heavens on the earth. Yep.
It says, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image,
Yep.
and over his mark.
Those are the ones that have overcame, written in Revelation chapter 2, in verse 25. Though he that overcometh, right? That's what that's talking about. They got the victory over the beast. In the MOTB. Go ahead.
Stand, and over the number of his name.
Yep.
Stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
Yep.
And they sing the song of Moses,
Yep.
the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints.
Yep. You read it.
Thou shalt not, it's like, who shall not fear thee, O Lord,
Yep.
and glorify thy name?
That's right. So again, Yahweh Shai's reputation is going to be put back into the earth. The Lord will be recognized, you know. You got it?
It says, for thou art and holy, for thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee,
Yep.
for thy judgments are made manifest.
For thy judgments are made manifest, and the elect are going to see it. You know? Go back. That's simple.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that they shall no more say, Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country.
Yep, North America.
And from all countries whither I have driven them.
Yep, this is the elect that have been scattered, all right, that have been dispersed amongst the countries. Go ahead.
And they shall dwell in their own land. You know? So the coming deliverance that we have to look forward to is going to surpass that of ancient Egypt. And to this very day, they still speak about that. That's one of the most coveted events that ever happened in all of history.
To the point where all nations have their own culture.
Exactly.
That's an event that Esau can't dispute. If the Bible's a myth, why does Moab have their own? They'll tell you the flood amongst their own text, man. You know, because just like Hebrew, all right, his meaning within the word. So when I forgot what Elder broke it down. That's what broke it down. If you look up, I think the word boat in Chinese is describing the flood. You know, so all nations know about the flood. So like you said, the Lord, when he comes back with this fire, this second go round, you get Romans 9:17 real quick.
So Romans chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Right, because when you go and read about the Exodus, what did the Most High tell Moses? He said, yo, I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart to show my power. And we're witnessing that happen all over again in Esau.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Esau's mind, his heart is hardened because what? He got the AI now. He got this technology. He got the weaponry of his blessing being the sword.
The nukes.
They got them nukes to prepare to fight against the Lord, you know?
On
No
paper,
boss.
this nigga look crazy.
Yeah.
He looked like what year the Lakers had all them all washed up niggas, Gary Payton.
Oh, man. What was that, 04?
It was like
God
Gary
damn.
Payton, fucking Karl Malone, and all them niggas on paper. Oh, these niggas about to go crazy. Got knocked out with the first, second round. You know, that's how Esau gonna get knocked out, man.
It says, Romans 9 and 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee,
Right.
and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right. So when Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua takes Esau out, his name is going to be declared throughout all the earth, because all the world will know that it was the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that took down Babylon the Great and Esau Edom, man. All right? And he raised up his people, which are the Israelites, you saw called Negro and Native Americans, the elect of his people. As you're going to see, he's going to give certain men spiritual power.
Yeah.
All right? He's going to have angels, you know, and we're going to see the chariots. But it's going to be all type of events going on, all to magnify the Lord. Because as we're seeing the left hand going all out, the Lord's going to go all out with the right hand, man. To show you, because I forgot what I was reading, and one of the commentators talks about, you know, why does the Lord always refer to his right hand? Because the right hand is superior. So as powerful as we see the left looking right now, just wait till the Lord, you know, bring that right hand out, man.
This is all going to magnify the works of the Lord.
Come on, man. If he's able to do this in wickedness, how much more in righteousness, man? That's why I went, hey, we're salivating to see the miracles that the Lord is about to do, man.
May I real quick, you want to add to this real quick? Because you call for Psalms 91. You continue on in it, verse 9. Because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
So it's going to be a hedge. All right? The elect are going to be delivered from the destruction. All right? Time of Jacob's trouble, you know, the Lord is going to protect and preserve his men, the believers. All right? He's going to provide. You know? He's going to guide them through. Right? Go ahead.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways.
That's it.
And you think about Daniel the 12th chapter.
Yep.
Right? The angel Michael coming down, right, to protect the elect. You know?
Daniel 12. Yep.
Daniel 12.
Yep.
You know, that's not a light matter. You're talking about divine protection from on high. You know?
Yep.
And it's gonna come with these miracles.
Okay.
It's gonna come with the Lord raising up that spiritual power.
Yep. Yep. Psalms 34. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him. Right?
Psalm 98 and verse 1. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gotten him the victory. The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly showed in the sight of the heathen.
Yep.
You know, so that, like brothers are saying, man, we're about to see these things take place ultimately to magnify Yahweh Shemel Mashai. Right? Like it said, he openly showed these things to the heathen to show his power. Right? And Yahweh Shai being on that right hand, right? Because judgment was given unto the Son, man. Right? So Yahweh Shai is coming to magnify his Father, and as he comes, we're magnifying the Lord as well, man. It's Jeremiah 49 and verse 17. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
Hey, the world's going to see the destruction. Give me Nahum chapter 3 and read verses 4 through 6 real quick.
This is Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredom.
And this is Nineveh. We know that America is spiritually Nineveh, right? Go ahead.
And families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts.
Right.
I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and thy kingdoms thy shame.
Yeah, America is being completely exposed to the bone, man. Right? And what's up with you Edomites and these children, man? What's up with you in this fucking trafficking shit, man? There's another, some more news I saw earlier, where now it's like, the AI that they got, now they're making footage and videos of naked kids, bro.
Yeah, they were saying that not to post your children online because they can take the image of your child's face and make a fucking AI or flick with it. They can, do whatever they're gonna do with it, man. Sell on the black market and all that shit.
Yeah, these Edomites are making kid porn, man. We gotta say it like that. You know what we're talking about, right?
Even, Tim Tebow had an interview. He put up a map and it showed you all of the different IP addresses that were accessing children porn.
That's crazy,
You know, so there is a need for this devil to be eradicated, man. Because he's an unjust king.
Yeah.
He with this shit. You know?
You know that children play a big part in his rituals because the innocence of children, all right, is a major player in it with their sex magic. All right, this is why children is big commodity amongst these devils because they need children's blood, the sodomism and all that, so they can continue on with these rituals. They worship these ancient gods of old, Molech, which is the main one, Molech, Baphomet, and different ones like that. Baal, Peor. All right, this is where they get their power from, man.
You got it?
Jeremiah 49.
So this is America's a wicked fucking place, man. All right, go ahead.
Jeremiah 49:18. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah.
100,000 eyewitnesses.
Come on, man.
That's just in America.
Yeah, this is damn Edomites, man.
Jeremiah 49:18. As for the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong, but will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me, and who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman.
Yep.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Yeah, what was that point that now that you said that you have put up? All right, 'cause this war between Israel and Iran is going down. It's the will of the Lord. Okay?
This is from the People's Voice.tv. It says Netanyahu declares Gaza now fully belongs to Israel.
Yep.
Occupiers will be exterminated.
Yep.
So it's straight like that. They're trying to seize the Holy Land for themselves, man. But like the brothers always bring out, that's not the whole Holy Land. The Fertile Crescent is bigger than what they're talking about they have right now, man. The Promised Land and all that. But still, this is just showing you that Esau is trying to, bring in a pseudo blessing, all right? We always bring up, the red heifer ceremony that they're talking about doing, building up the third temple.
Yep.
There's even reports saying that they, quote unquote, said they found the Messiah over there. Some nigga walking around thinking he can have a Messiah. You want to read a little bit of it?
If you want to. But there's basically what we said is there's no avoiding this prophecy. We're actually watching it happen. All right? The tension in the Middle East is getting worse. There is no diplomacy. There's no peace. Nothing is coming from these talks. All right? The Iranians and the axis of resistance, they want action, man. Right? No more talk. Right?
Too much bloodshed.
Come on, too much bloodshed going on out there, man.
It says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu boldly declared on Monday that Gaza now fully belongs to Israel, vowing to eliminate all occupiers through a relentless military campaign.
Yep.
His announcement signaled Israel's intent to seize complete control of the territory, intensifying the conflict despite global condemnation.
Exactly. They want that whole region. Go ahead.
Yeah, 'cause we already saw Trump did the AI video where it's like the new Gaza, where he had the statues up with him and Elon Musk and all them over there drinking liquor and shit. So they already in their minds, they're going through with this shit.
Yeah.
In the video statement posted on Telegram, Netanyahu declared the fighting is intense. We are making progress. We will take control of all the territory of the Strip. We will not give up. But in order to succeed, we must act in a way that cannot be stopped. YourNews.com reports the announcement comes amid expanded extensive ground operations by the Israeli military and follows deadly airstrikes across the region. Gaza rescuers reported at least 22 civilians killed in the latest bombardment. Facing diplomatic pressure, including from longtime ally President Donald Trump. Now the Jews confirmed that Israel will allow a basic amount of humanitarian aid to Gaza for practical diplomatic reasons. The point, all being that these devils, they're okay with killing millions of people for their justified reason. And the hypocrisy of it is they're using the scriptures to do it, man.
Right. And this is heavy. Give me Habakkuk 2 and 3 real quick, and then get that article on the chip and that you sent earlier, because we're so close to the end of this thing, man.
Say it again.
All right, before nuclear war can take off, they got to implement that beast system. They got to implement this chip. So you see how close these things are, right?
Yeah, if I may ask one, there's this video of Sam Altman showing the Stargate data center, the site, and they're like, look, this shit going quick.
Yeah.
The rate at which they are building that data center that's going to advance that AI, and the rate at which AI is developing, this shit is going to happen quick.
We almost out of here, is the point, right? Read that real quick and then get that article on the chip.
So Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie. These prophecies are speaking at the end of the world, man. Okay? Keep going.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
It will surely come. It will not tarry. Get that article, man. Because we're giving the insight to you believers on how damn close we are at the end of this bitch, man. Understand that, man. All right, get with the program. Repent, Jake. Okay? Clean your shit up. Get your house in order, man. Time is running out, man. Read that out.
This is from Wall Street Journal. It says, inside the operating room, doctors test a revolutionary brain-computer implant.
Yeah, doctors test a revolutionary brain-computer implant. Okay, any quick question you want to read out of there?
Fucking did that a lot of shit.
Oh, it did? Okay, yeah, but it's all good. Put it on wax, you know?
Yeah.
But the point is, the C-hip is here. All right, Elon Musk, Neuralink, Apple, and other technology agencies are pushing the C-hip, man. It's in your face. All right, so you cats that was denying the prophecy and breaking it down wrong, you cooked. You know? You have something?
I got it from Harvard, MIT.
There you go.
Copy that shit.
Beautiful.
It says, Wall Street Journal piece focused on efforts to commercialize BCI and the involvement of two HST, Harvard Health Science and Technology alum. An operation that temporarily implanted a BCI in a patient was described, moving it one step closer toward becoming a standard of care.
Yep.
Precision Neuroscience is one of several companies vying to commercialize BCIs. Benjamin Rapport, brain-computer interfaces. It says, Benjamin Rappaport is the chief science officer and co-founder of Precision. He is also a co-founder of Neuralink.
There you go.
Another company seeking to commercialize BCI. It's jumping down. It says, according to the reporting in the story, the patient was undergoing brain surgery to relieve symptoms of Parkinson's disease, and as part of that process, he agreed to have the BCI implanted to aid in research. Rappaport described the need for BCIs as massive. BCIs can help them win back a measure of independence. Speaking of utilizing this technology in medicine, right? It says, in the future, when the BCI is implanted during the dedicated surgery, its electrodes will be placed on the surface of the brain through an incision just large enough to accommodate the array. A connector will attach to a package of computer chips about the size of 2.5 silver dollars stacked on top of one another. The package will rest upon the skull with a wire running under the skin and down the neck to an antenna and battery embedded in the chest. The unit's computer chip.
You're a straight fucking cyborg, man. That's crazy.
The unit's,
read that part again. So they put the C-hip in the brain, and what else?
Yep, it says it connects. Its connector will attach to the package of the computer chip. The package will rest between the scalp and the skull, with a wire running under the skin, down the neck, to an antenna and battery embedded in the chest.
In the chest, god damn, that's Iron Man, guys. The fuck? Man, this shit crazy, man. Go ahead.
The unit's computer chip will connect wirelessly to an AI app that will translate brain signals picked up by the electrodes into computer code.
The image of the beast is speaking, man. Revelation 13, 15 through 18. All right? Screaming, man. And you got Jake that still can't see it. Any more out?
It says the unit's computer chip will connect wirelessly to an AI app that will translate brain signals picked up by the electrodes into computer code, which will move a mouse, type words, or perform other digital tasks. To me, that's incredible, Rappaport said. It's almost science fiction, and this is no longer science fiction. Oh, man. This is reality, right? Like the elder has said, the image of the beast is speaking, right? The system of the ancient Roman Empire has been modernized, and these devils are speaking about how they plan to enact these things into the world.
Right.
They like, look, we got the power to do this.
Exactly.
Ain't no opposition.
Exactly. So to tie back the point, you got any more? So to tie back the point, go to Job 20, because what I'm trying to show here is how close we are. The height of his sufficiency. Give me that real quick. Job 20 and 20, 21, 22.
Precision neuroscience.
Okay, come. You want to speak on that?
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
One of the AI overview. We were talking about that surgery. So what's going to be, off-putting to a lot of people when they hear about that surgery? They're like, I don't want to go through all that. So Apple, and with their chip, they made it to where this is a little bit more accommodational to people that's scared of that surgery. So it says...
Hey, it's just like the damn jabs. How they had the different versions.
Yeah, you have to patch.
Yeah. This is crazy. Go ahead.
So dealing with the Apple one, it says the brain implant technology Apple is collaborating on with Synchron utilizes a minimally invasive procedure, unlike Neuralink, which requires open brain surgery. Synchron's stent-stroke implant is inserted through a major blood vessel in the brain, similar to a stent that doesn't require opening the patient's skull. This approach makes it potentially easier to commercialize and to be performed by more physicians. Just going into that real quick. It's off from the AI open, so you get the quick summary.
There you go.
It says, here's a more detailed explanation. Synchron Sprinode, this device is a tubular mesh of electrodes that is inserted through a major blood vessel in the vein like a stent. It is designed to be implanted without opening the patient's skull, which makes it less invasive procedure. Neuralink's approach. Neuralink's implant requires a surgical procedure that involves drilling a hole in the skull to access the brain tissue. This is more invasive procedure compared to Synchron Sprinode.
So are we not? Is it not fulfilling what's written in prophecy? That the Quran will go in the right hand or in the forehead. What are you people talking about, man? The word of the Lord reigns supreme. The word of Yahweh Shem Rashad is faithful and true. All right? This is why we're not arguing with you fucking people, man. We're not going back and forth. We're not doing debates. All right? We're not doing none of that shit. All we're going to do is continue to push the word. This is it, man.
We're talking about, I was going to fool.
Exactly, man. Some days is done, man. The controversy and shit. Look, we in the time of end time prophecy, man.
All of this information that's out here, the brother brought out, Daniel said that all shall increase. All this information that we're constantly seeing, the Most High has to just have you blocked. He must hate you. Yeah. You still can't see that the shit is all like you.
Beautiful point. And all this is, no, you good. And all this that's going on, what the hell are you Christians doing? What are you talking about, man?
The crickets on that. The crickets on the Israel-Gaza situation. Your crickets on all the world's atrocities, but the Israelites are your biggest concern.
Come on, man.
That's how you know they got demons.
They abhor him that speaketh uprightly. You know? You got it out.
I mean, make a quick point too. They said I went to precision neuroscience, their website, and they said that they anticipate having their first commercial product on the market in 2025. And we're seeing that's what it Klaus Schwab saying in 2016. In 10 years, we plan to have this technology being used as far as medical, then wearable, the Apple, wearable. And it's going to be completely embedded into your everyday life.
You got to think about how this devil was able to gradually condition people to be okay with it. All right, because they started, you know, just fast forward and got the cell phone. You know, you had your iPod, MP3 player, and all that. Then everything went just to the phone. Now you got smartwatches, you got fucking shades that have the AI shades.
Oh, Alexa, all that.
Another one, I can't remember.
Siri.
Yeah, that got the Oculus and all that. So it's the
It was steps to it.
steps, yeah. So we're at a point now to where all that technology is going to be inside you now. So where you ain't going to need the shit to wear anymore, man.
Yep.
Like I said, we're in a real life Black Mirror series, man.
That's it. Got it.
So Job chapter 20 and verse 22.
There you go.
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
So right now, I bring the scripture out a lot, but we are at the fullness of its sufficiency, man. He got the AI, they got the MOTB system, all right? They're ready to implement this NWO, right? And all these things would happen before what? The war Armageddon. So again, look how fucking close we are, man. Right?
He said he will be strength because amongst all that, he's still seeing resistance.
Yeah.
Because like the apostles always like to bring out, he was supposed to have this shit done like in the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, but they're behind track.
Yeah.
Which is why we're seeing them rushing, you know, trying to get this done, like you said in Revelation 12 and 12, because they know that the time is running out.
Exactly. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have you read that again. Read up in the verse where it talks about you should feel this quietness. Yeah, get that real quick, because that's what priest was saying. Right?
So Job 20 and 20.
Yep.
Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly.
Yep.
He shall not save of that which he desires.
Right, so I was reading a commentary on that, and it was breaking it down on like, they know, these elites pretty much know that, you know, they're trying to pull this off, but that this quietness in their belly, they know like they're going to receive resistance. There's an uneasiness, because it's not going to go as smoothly as they think. That's why they kind of like, you know, bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just going, you know, so now, as you were saying, they're rushing it, they're trying to get the Operation Warp Speed, all that. You know, they're trying to hurry up and push this system. All that, man. Because they know it's gonna be some challenges, man. Right? And ultimately what the Yahweh Shino Shah is coming to shut it all down. Right? Read on from there, huh?
That's why this nigga's creating that chaos. He's completely breaking the people down to the point where they're just completely demoralized.
Yep.
They don't have anything to fight for. Niggas is completely swallowed up in debt. You know, they're losing their lives to whatever cancer is grabbing they have.
Yep.
You know?
On social media, we're being overwhelmed by the shit with the hidden trial and everything else. With all type of shit that's just pulling everybody in these different directions. Where, like you said, you're languishing. You're at a point where, like I said earlier, that's part of that Three World War plan out the pipe. Because they want the people to be in a point where they're just like, yo, drink.
Yeah. Yep.
Job
It's
20.
a beg for the chip.
That's it.
Like you go on YouTube, bro, there's videos of people literally like, yo, I'm ready to be a cyborg. I want the chip.
You always bring out how the Most High creates a situation of hopelessness. And that's what Esau is trying to do to these people. Create a situation of hopelessness to the point that they come begging for him to chip them up.
That's how he, 2 Thessalonians 2. That's exactly what the brother just said, 2 Thessalonians 2. Can you get that real quick? Third verse. He's trying to make himself look like God to the world, man. That's exactly what the brother just said right there.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Right. That's the so-called white. That's Esau, son of perdition. Because amidst all the destruction he's bringing, all right, he's the reason that everything is fucked up in the world, man. All right? But he's doing this for the sole purpose to make everybody be to the point of exhaustion where they look at him for relief. Okay?
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Right, and he's able to do that because, as we're saying, with all this deception that he's been able to throw out there, the average everyday person doesn't know that he's the reason all this shit is going on. They just look at him as the one that's bringing the solution. So, to the average mind, he is God. Because he's finally bringing, quote unquote, peace to a disheveled world, man.
So back in Job 20 and 22, it reads, in the fullness, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his good.
He's getting ready to lose all his substance, man. Everything that he's worked hard for, this plan to build this NWO, to rule the world under this technology, is all going to get destroyed. All in vain. All right? Keep going.
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in
Yeah,
straits.
he's going to be in straits. He's about to be he's about to be in the worst case scenario, man.
Yeah.
Okay? Straits, position of difficulty, man. He's about to fall. Right?
Every avenue he goes to the Lord, stop him.
Every avenue. Go ahead. That's it. That's it here.
Just think about, you didn't plant this shit for centuries. And you know you're going to lose. He has no choice but to go ahead with it anyways.
Sure.
But the fact that he knows that the Most High is going to stop him is crazy, man. That's why he's double mad.
That's the spirit he put on him. You got to read some more.
Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
That's right.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, the wicked, when you look that up, it goes back to the laborers, man. The Lord going to raise up these 2/3 to start lashing out on Esau. That's why, as I talked about the other day, everything in America right now especially is racially charged. All right? The shit that's on the internet, even some of these videos are suspect, man, because I saw this video, it was this Edomite cop, he's like a young cop. He pulled over this black judge. There was a black woman that was a judge. That shit was kind of cheesy, man. It was okay, all right, but people was believing that shit. You see what I'm saying? And that all ties into the what you call race baiting and shit.
Yeah. That's
All right?
That's why they do that.
That's why they do this shit. But eventually, according to prophecy, hey, Jake and Esau are gonna clash, man. We talked about the black fatigue. These Edomites are now vocalizing their opinions about this hood shit, this ghetto ratchet behavior. Hey, everybody in the world is tired of that shit, man. Right?
Yeah, man. Shit, we tired of this shit.
We're tired of this shit too.
Why the fuck are you building statues of Keisha all over the state for?
Come on, man.
What? Like, I don't understand why they're doing that shit. But that's just to add to the fucking slap in the face of these devils. Because we just had a couple years ago, you tore down the precious Civil War statues. Now we gotta look at that shit.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking like in the mind of the devil, but that's gonna aid into that racial, that race based shit.
Yeah, Trump cutting all them damn programs that affect Jake. See what I'm saying? They're talking about the what's it called, the high impact police force to heavily patrol black neighborhoods. All right? What the hell you think is going to come out of that? All right? So the point is, 2nd Ezra 15 verses 14 down to what? 16 is about to happen. All right? One people shall stand up against another people with swords in their hands, man, which they're not going to regard the ruling authority. All right? So we see it all brewing up. Okay? Going up.
Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Right?
When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Exactly. When he's about to, right when he's about to eat. All right? Right when he thinks he's about to get full, the party's over, man. And this is where we're at. You think about it. You got the war, Armageddon, nuclear war. All right, you got the MOTB system. In between that, what you got? Jacob's trouble, the famines, the plagues, tariff wars, the food and product shortages, the race wars, class wars, civil wars. All those things are in between those 2 points. So that I'm just giving you again. I'm giving you the insight of how fucking close we are at the end, Jake. This is not a game, right? They said 2025 is the year where this shit can go down, right? Ports are empty. We're operating off of last year's supplies. You see what I'm saying? There ain't no peace coming to the Middle East. Oh yeah. The tariffs about to jack up the grocery prices, the price of clothing and all of that. Everything, man. All right? People can't pay their bills. They're behind on the rent and mortgages. You see what I'm saying? All these things are happening in between these two major events that involve the chip and nuclear war. All right? All that ties into Jacob's trouble, man. So again, how close are we really to the end of the world? The point. Cyber attacks, blackouts. Come on, man. People are waxing worse.
You saw the video of that nigga biting that dude at Walmart?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That shit's crazy. People are out of their fucking minds. You know? So hey, like I said, give me 2 Ezra 15 real quick before you read some more. 2 Ezra 15 verse 2 through 4.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
That's right. The word of the Lord is faithful and true. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yeah, so again, the Lord said, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against us, man. The Lord said in Ezekiel chapter 2 and 3 that he was going to make our faces hard against their faces, man. All right, that's part of the environment we're in. When our people come against us talking shit, scoffing, hey, what does that matter? Okay, 2/3 are going to perish. We got the 100% truth. You see what I'm saying? What are we worried about? All right? Because at the end of the day, what's going to confirm that we got the truth? Amos 8 and 11. All right? When these people come running and seek after the prophets, man. When they come and try to find us on the street corners when we're not out there no more. When they're looking for our videos. All right? That's what's going to confirm that these people always knew that we had the truth, that the Spirit of the Lord was with us. Read on out.
Verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
That's it, man. All right? We're not going to have you by the neck, man. By your collar off your feet. Trying to force you to listen. We're not going to blitz the church. All right? We're not calling these people up here talking about, hey, brother, since you know you're Israelite. No, we ain't doing that, man. At the end of the day, man, if a person come up with sincerity, that's different, man. And we'll deal with them accordingly. Right? But outside of that, hey, these people know what it is. They watching us on the internet. Okay, they're seeing the videos, they're seeing brothers nationwide, globally. All right? So again, as the Lord said, John 15, there ain't gonna be no cloak for your sins. If I had not came, there wouldn't be no cloak for your sins. But he came by the form of his prophets.
Have they not heard?
Have they not heard?
Shit, we know they heard. Go on social media, these niggas over
Come on, man.
always scoffing. It's a comedian every other fucking
Exactly.
day trying to
Kids
do a skit like
Word for word.
talking shit on Twitter, TikTok,
Right.
speak ill of me.
Come on, man. So like I said in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, you gonna be the fools in that day, man. Right? Let's read some more. We'll finish that out. No, that was the point. Let's go back to the show.
So Job, chapter 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits.
Yep.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
That's right.
When he is about to fill his belly,
Yep.
the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Yeah, look where Esau is at. He thinks he's about to fill his belly. They think they're gonna do this shit. They're gonna rule this planet as artificial gods. They believe that.
Hey, you become God, and anybody that stands in the way, you'll kill him.
Go ahead, huh?
And shall rain it upon him while he is
And
eating.
the Lord will rain that destruction upon his ass while he's eating. All right? Go ahead.
He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Right, at the end of the day, all right, the Lord has the elites of Esau, all right, pursuing to what, Revelation was it 16? How they would go into the caves of the rocks. So the Lord has the elites of this world preserved to make it past the destruction, to be the first fruits of slavery when the elect come down in the new bodies to take over the earth. But everybody else in between is about to be eliminated. Right? Go ahead.
The brother Amaran Gabar did a lesson going into those bunkers that people were building, you know, and he was pretty much going into how the true people in the know are building bunkers outside of the United States.
Yes.
You know, all these people, you know, these celebrities and things of that nature, right? So-called billionaires building bunkers in America are just building them to be destroyed, man.
Yeah.
Continuing on, Job 20 and 24.
Big ass grade.
It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
The bow of steel should strike him through. That's the missiles, the ICBMs. Go ahead, which are unavoidable. No Iron Dome is going to stop nuclear warheads, man. It's all in vain. Remember, and Esau knows this, man. And the chariots, they control those nuclear weapons, man. They control the buttons and all of that, man.
Oh, yeah, we had the report. The chariot over here in America and in Russia that went over that military base and activated the missiles to go off and then cut it back off to show you they control it.
Exactly. So ain't nothing you can do.
Well, and there was also a video I think you posted a couple years ago where they shot one off and the chariot went.
Yeah, and deactivated in the sky. Right?
Verse 25.
So Esau don't stand a chance, man. This shit is crazy. Go ahead, bro.
Now remember, hey, the missiles are part of the Lord's armor.
Yep.
Those are his missiles.
Yep. Joel the 2nd chapter. That's his camp. Right? Go ahead.
It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall.
That's right.
Terrors are upon him.
Terrors are upon these devils, man. This is why they scrambling. This is why the American government is in shambles, man. Niggas can't agree upon nothing. In-house fighting, right? You know, it's all coming out, man.
That's why the elites are having a hard time going through with their plan because they're fighting amongst themselves.
Right.
Like they show you that in the Kingsman prequel. Right, the brothers, the 4 brothers, they was fighting amongst themselves. So it's them fighting amongst the so-called royal families right now.
Yeah.
They all got the same goal, just different ways of how they want to go about it.
Exactly.
All darkness
That's
shall...
what the scripture said. If Satan be divided within himself, how shall his kingdom stand? These Edomites are divided all around, man. Right?
All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown, shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
It should go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle, man. This is the end. Okay? All the Esau's glory is about to be destroyed, man. Okay? Go ahead.
The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him.
Yeah, the heavens, man, and the Lord created this internet for the purpose of his word, man. All right, and through this internet is how Esau's plans are being revealed, how he's being exposed. All right, all the secrets of Esau are being sought out. Okay, that's why, what's his name, Jay Rockefeller, when he said that the internet should have never been created. All right, because it backfired on his ass. Go ahead.
Talk about that Tony
there you go, man. All types of whistleblowers coming out, people in high positions in the government, CIA, FBI, just leaking out everything, man. Interviews, Tucker Carlson sitting with this cat that used to be some type of general and the forces revealing this and shit. You know, all types of stuff is coming out, man. These Edomites is telling, man.
Hey, even with the ex-military people, because I'm talking to the guy's podcast, Sean Ryan, brothers that know his podcast, he has a lot of ex-military people come on there.
I love a good lake house.
I saw an episode you had, they have witches amongst the military where they use to pretty much look into different areas where they're about to go invade, you know, and all that shit. So it's a lot of secrets that's being exposed by Esau, man. That's why I said the internet was pretty much a witness against you.
Job 20 and 28. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath.
His goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. That's the fire. All right, everything he's gained is going to be melted away. All right. Hey, I saw the brother Kanaki did a lesson. The title was Esau and his AI is going to be destroyed by Yahweh Shino Shah, man. You know, because this AI is like his force. Right, all that's gonna get wiped out, man. Right, go ahead.
This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High.
Yeah, this is the portion of his cup that he got to drink. Go ahead.
And the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High.
Right, his heritage is going to be pure desolation, man. All right? This is what's coming. That was it, right? This is what's coming upon him. So there's no stopping that. But the point we wanted to make in this sermon is to show you in the spirit how close we are these things happen. We're closer than ever. Right? You got that up?
So Romans chapter 13.
Beautiful. We'll wrap it with that. You break it down.
Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Now is the time, Jake.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
And like the other said, man, we see all the signs and the tokens taking place, right, of this coming calamity, man. And we know with the destruction of Babylon the Great, our salvation is right behind it, man. You know, so we pray for more and more things, more bad news, so to speak, right, to take place, man. Because the more we see take place, the sooner we know these things are coming, man. Right? And you have to be blinded by the Lord to not be able to see, right, how close we are in these final days, man.
Bad news to y'all is good news. It's great news for us.
It's the gospel. The gospel means good news.
I'll show you the prophecy.
One more. John 94.
This is John chapter 9 and verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day.
Yep.
The night cometh when no man can work.
The night cometh where no man can work. Give me that word for night. All right? We're approaching the night. The night symbolizes the end. All right? Darkness, destruction.
This is the word for night. Strong's G3571. It says, metaphor, the time when works cease.
Yep.
The time of death.
The time of death.
The time for deeds of sin and shame. The time of moral stupidity and darkness.
Yep. Gross darkness covers the minds of these people. They have no clue of the times, don't care. Right? Open blasphemy against the Lord. Right? All those things, man. Right?
The time when the weary are also, the time when the weary and also the drunken give themselves up to slumber.
Man. It said in 1 Thessalonians 5, let us not sleep as do others.
Right.
Majority of our people are asleep, man. They're not aware of the prophecies, man. But we're watching, you know, the scriptures say that, man. Right? We're watching for that day, man. We see how close it is. Right? You got some more? God.
Like I said, they give themselves up to slumber, man. These people seek to stay asleep, huh? Right? Everything that we see is people trying to stay asleep. That's why all these vices are presented to Jake, man. That's why all these distractions are going out. That's why they try to pull your focus away in every manner of way possible. Because they know our people, they'll cleave unto that rather than to go, you know, to their true heritage. Man.
The reality is too harsh for the majority of people to deal with. Like you said, they use escapism to try to get away from that. But the more and more closer we get to these last fall problems coming to pass, the most side is taking those things from us because you can't use your vices as a way to escape. You gotta deal. You know, those demons are being taken more and more often.
Because people have a skewed lens that they live in the world. You know, they don't live in reality. They're tuned out to, well, I don't want to look at the news.
Right.
I don't want to have to acknowledge my dead. Nigga,
Right.
you just gotta face what's happening in the world.
Right.
You know? Because eventually you're gonna have to deal with this shit.
It's better for you to deal with it now than when it finally hits you. Because when it hits you, that's when it's gonna hurt worse. Too late. And you're gonna be blindsided. It's like any fight.
That's like, it's funny because like
A hit that you don't see coming,
Steve
a hit that hurts more
Reed
than the one that you see coming.
I had a little bit more here. It said, time when the weary and also the drunken give themselves up to slumber, put for torpor, that goes into lethargic inactivity and sluggishness. You know? So these people, they're completely tuned out from really taking heed to the opportunity that's presented itself. You know? I was reading this book and it was saying that when opportunities come, that's when you have to jump at it. Because if you miss that opportunity, it's not a guarantee that season will approach. for you at that very time again.
Right.
You know, it's talking about how. I mean,
Yeah. So the opportunity is now is what is the grace that was given unto us to repent, to turn back to the Lord. You know. That's it, man. So yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. And we pray that this camp was edifying to sincere believers in Yahweh Hashem Shai. All right, the end is nearer than we believe, man. We almost out of here. You know. Close out by giving all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught us the truth, and double salutations to our Hakim of the laborer in the house of David, the elect, who's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.